Tonight, we go out with a bang because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is the final edition for the year 2021 of our nation's sports show. As tonight, we recap the wild year of the world of sports. Tonight, we give you our top 5 moments that we thought defined this year in the world of sports. From fans finally returning to sporting events, the crowning of world champions, the heartbreaking losses, the incredible victories, wild upsets, records being broken, and so much more went on this year. Also, we recap Week 16 and the National Football League. Once again last Thursday, another crazy Thursday night football game as the Titans beat San Francisco by a field goal 20-17. On Christmas Day, the Packers beat the Browns 24-22. The Colts continue their hot winning streak as they beat another playoff caliber team and the Arizona Cardinals 22-16. On Sunday, the Chiefs destroyed the Steelers 36-10. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills got revenge on Mac Jones and the Patriots. For the 33-21 victory, as now both teams are tied as the top leader in the AFC East Division. The Dallas Cowboys dominated the Washington football team 57-14. From all of us here on the Nation Sports Show, we wish all of you a Happy New Year. Let's make 2022 another great year covering the world of sports. The nation speaks to you. Next. From the gridiron to the court, talking all that is sports. Members of the Busted Open Nation bring to you our Nation Sports Show. Here for your hosts, Israel Joey Thornton, Kevin Rorie, Randy Giron, and Stephen Wyand.
Oh, yeah. Here we go, folks. All right. Now that that's fixed. All right. We are here. We are live. It is that time once again, folks. Sorry if I don't sound as motivated. I'm still trying to fucking wake up here, but I am here. What's up, everybody? Our Nation Sports Show is live and in living color. We are Cult of Personalities, and we are here to rock your world, man. And it's going to be a great, great show. We got a lot to talk about. It's the final show of the new year, or final show of the old year, heading into the new year. Man, and what a crazy, crazy week it's been. What a crazy year it's been in the world of sports. And so at the end of the show, we're each going to give our top 5 sports moments of 2021. And it could be your own personal moment. And of course, like we said, we want to hear yours. It could be your personal moments. It could be just moments that you thought were great or moments that meant something to you. We're going to do that, of course, at the end of the show after we get through all of our usual talk. And let's get to the ways you can follow us. Of course, Facebook.com, Facebook.com, search our Nation Sports Show, YouTube.com, do the same. Search our Nation Sports Show, Twitter, ON_Sports Show. You can follow us there. You can follow us on all of our social media. You can follow us there. You can follow us on YouTube. Like I said, that's where the show is live right now. You can comment on the YouTube channel. You can comment, say hello. You can comment, talk about all the discussions we're going to have, including, of course, the wild week in the NFL. Once again, a crazy, crazy week. Also, just a crazy week in sports in general. And so you can follow us there. You can follow, of course, discord.gg/Tanisha's Corner. Follow us there as well if you want to get into the text channel and the audio channel. If you want to call in the show and talk to any of us and give us your opinions on what we're talking about in the wonderful world of sports. Now enough of my yakking. It's time to introduce the other people in this room, shall we? Let's go to first our buddy with the Oakland Raiders flag and of course rocking the Kiss shirt, which I love
Kiss
that
on me.
already. Oh yeah, ladies
Kiss
and
on it, babe. What's
that
up,
is-
everyone? I
that
hope
is
everybody
Randy
had,
Giron. What's
everybody
going
had a
on,
great
dude?
Christmas. What's that?
I said it's Randy Giron. What's going on, dude?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hey, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Just glad to be here and getting ready to talk about the craziest week in sports we just had, and it's only going to get crazier this weekend. So,
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. It's been a crazy week and
100%.
definitely. First of all, hope everybody. Also, before we introduce the other guys, hope everybody had a great Christmas. We all had a great Christmas. I'm sure of it. It was a weird holiday this year. Of course, once again, COVID on the rise, but hey, we made it through. But
Right.
the other guys, let's get to our buddy, the number one San Francisco 49ers fan, the only fan to actually come out and say he's a 49ers fan on our show. And that is, of course, KR, Kevin Rorie. What's up, man?
What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody had a good Christmas, good holiday. Hope they enjoyed the time with their family, and looking forward to talking about this wild NFL week we've had, and we're going to continue to have with closer to playoff time, the more pressure being applied and the more craziness happens.
Yep, absolutely. Next up, we got the man who's unfortunately his football team had more holes punched in it than Office Depot notebook paper. That is none other than JT, not Justin Timberlake, Joe Thornton. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope everybody had a great Christmas. And just so you know, we deserve to get our asses kicked because we were so concerned about fighting each other and taking the fight to Dallas. So we deserved it.
Should have hit them that hard.
Absolutely. And we'll get into that game in just a little bit, but we're going to introduce the final man. He's the matriarch of this damn show. Without him, this show wouldn't be possible. And that is my heavy metal brother from North Kakalaki, or shall we say from North Carolina, none other than Stephen Wyand. Stephen, what's up, man?
Uh-oh.
You're muted, brother.
You're muted, bro.
Sorry about that. Sorry about my damn luck. Anyways, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What's
but
up,
no,
Steve?
but I'm so sorry, Joey, for your team's ass beating that you suffered on Sunday against the Cowgirls. It was unfortunate, but it happened. Anyways, it's been a great year in sports. We are so looking forward to giving our top 5 moments later on at the end of the show and doing our usual football talk. So let's go.
Absolutely, and it's been a crazy week, and unfortunately, we got to start off on a sad note. Unfortunately, two passings in the world of sports. One a 20+ year reporter for the Chicago sports scene, and especially on ESPN, and then one of the greatest coaches and broadcasters in the history of not just football but in sports. And we're going to get to that right now. The first thing is the man I first mentioned, Jeff Dickerson is his name. Jeff Dickerson passed away from colon cancer at the age of 44. He was a fixture in the Chicago sports scene, especially covering Bears football. He was a very, according to many people, a great guy, great person, but also a very straight shooter. Not afraid to ask the tough questions to teams and to management. He was not afraid. He was very well respected by the Bears organization as they put out a statement. and also well respected by other former teammates of the Bears, including Robbie Gould, who talked about how Jeff Dickerson was a huge influence on him, believe it or not, especially getting into media, where him and Jeff actually did some radio time on ESPN 1000 in Chicago. So definitely very sad note on that, because not only he leaves behind I believe it's an 11-year-old son who just lost his mother over the past 2 years, and now both his parents are gone. Very sad note. And he leaves behind his parents as well. But yeah, Jeff Dickerson gone at the age of 44 due to colon cancer. And then, of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the legendary John Madden. We lost John Madden at the age of 85 unexpectedly a couple days ago. And what is there to say about it? The man was a legend, one of the greatest coaches ever, leading Oakland Raiders to the first championship. Guy who has done it all, one of the best playmakers as far as coaching. He's the only man to ever be a broadcaster on all the major networks: Fox, CBS, NBC, all those major networks, and ESPN itself. He's the only one to have ever done that. No broadcaster in history. He was known for his energy. He was known for his ability to draw plays on the fly. He was just an amazing, amazing guy. And that voice, never mistake that voice growing up. You hear the boom, or you hear, "Are you ready for some football?" You knew that shit was gonna go down, and you knew that you were in store for a great night of football. And very well respected man. Any of you want to give some comments on John Madden?
Well, I do, of course. You know, he was the once a Raider, always a Raider. He's the Raider for me. He was the Raider. He was the trendsetter. I read something the other day that he said he wasn't going to coach anywhere but Oakland. He that's the only place he ever wanted to coach. And you know, all throughout the league, you know, they loved Madden. He was well respected. You know, just a great announcer. You know, and it's sad that a lot of the kids these days only know him from the game. So hopefully this will make them go back and look and see what a legend he truly was. And if you want to read about something pretty good, there's always the story about how many smelling salts he had after the Immaculate Reception. So there's always that, which it wasn't a catch, by the way. And but that's all I would say. John Madden,
But you know what?
I have nothing but respect for that man. He was amazing.
Yes,
You're right. And
man.
you know what, Randy? You're right though, but that just goes to show you about how innovative John Madden and how crucial he was to how far the sport has become. Because not only was he one of the most winningest coaches of all time, out of like 100+ wins, he also, by him introducing the video game, that was just how much love he had for the sport, because he wanted to introduce a game to kids to like. He said, I want to bring an 11-on-11 game football game to kids so they can learn the game, fall in love with the game. The game itself is the reason so many kids grow up and want to be NFL players. And there's so many athletes in the NFL that said, yes, I first started playing when I was 5-6 years old playing Madden. Then I wanted to play Pee Wee football. It taught me about the game. It helped me develop my game. It taught me the rules, taught me the game. And he's a very innovative mind in football. And you could tell he has the most love for NFL football that out of anybody that I've ever seen, just because of how much he's done for this sport, for these young athletes. He paved the way for people to fall in love with the game of football.
That's right.
Major respect.
And there's 2 games in his broadcasting career that come to my mind. That is Tom Brady's first Super Bowl win against the St. Louis Rams in New Orleans, Super Bowl 36. And during that game, Pat Summerall and John Madden were talking about, why are they not playing for overtime? And then Brady, drove them down the field and got Adam Vinatieri into field goal range, and they won the Super Bowl. And then the other game was Super Bowl 43 between the Cardinals and the Steelers. And I remember that game so well because, for one, that was Madden's last game. And number two, it was one of the greatest Super Bowls of this era. I mean, the James Harris interception, 100 yards, pick six, intercepting Kurt Warner, taking that back to the house.
He was out of bounds.
And then the Santonio Holmes touchdown.
I was about to say, don't forget about the Santonio Holmes tiptoe end zone catch.
Harrison was out of bounds.
Harrison's pick six, Holmes' touchdown.
Steelers 8 runs deep.
Great stuff.
Yes, sir. You're right, Steve. I didn't mean to take anything away from that, but you're
Oh yeah.
Iconic. He's an iconic call on that game.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing that I can say about John Madden real quick, it was his games that made me want to start playing football-based video games.
Another one that just dawned on me. Peyton Manning's comeback with the Colts against Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, John Madden was a true genius. He was a living legend. He has earned the respect of so many people over the past several years, and he is going to be one commentator, one absolute living legend that will be missed on an absolute daily basis.
But on a funny note, though, if you want to hear something funny about him, go play the old Madden games for the PlayStation 2.
Yes.
Like go for the point at the extra point and ask Madden what you do on a obvious situation, and he gives you a smart ass answer. Oh, are you serious? Go for the one. Don't be greedy.
Kevin, you always do that, dude. I can attest to this because there's times Kevin, especially on the Madden 05, he would turn the crowd noise down. I remember he was ever at my house playing the game that he could hear John Madden's commentary in the game. A smart coach would call this play. And then
yes.
And
you see, I still have Madden 05 on the PS2 to this day.
I do too.
I play it on random occasions, and I just hear the comments that he puts on there.
Boom!
Boom! Oh, where'd that car come from?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw. I've seen the NFL is going to do a moment of silence for Madden at every game.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Good.
I think that's a classy thing to do. I think that's great.
I haven't seen that earlier. My respect goes out to Roger Goodell and the whole NFL for doing that.
Yes. I mean, just a great guy. And, I forget whose Twitter post I saw the other day that were talking about the All Madden documentary. And I happened to watch the documentary the day they said we're going to replay it at 9 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday. And somebody said on Twitter, man, how fitting those tributes came in while he was alive. Rest in peace to a legend. I mean, the fact that he saw the early screening of that documentary and then he watched the documentary with his family on Christmas Day. I mean, that right there just speaks volumes to how this man was loved by everybody in the National Football League and around the sports world. I mean, when you think of football, you think of John Madden, and
absolutely,
just iconic, iconic. And I'm so glad that he got to see the love, a living eulogy by everybody around the world of sports, giving their love to the man that is one of the geniuses of American football.
Absolutely. Our condolences go out to the family and friends of both John Madden and, of course, to Jeff Dickerson as well. Both men, great in their respective fields. Definitely will miss them both.
Another thing I also want to say before we get to the sports is, unfortunately, the news broke. We saw this today that Big Time Wrestling's owner, Kirk White, unfortunately passed away last week on Christmas Eve in his sleep. And our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. That's a huge loss. And in the independent wrestling community, especially in California. I mean, our buddy Hijacker Bike did security for Kurt and BTW for 7 years, and had a great relationship with Kurt, and all the guys down there. And they just it's been a very tough week in the world of professional wrestling and sports. So
yeah, absolutely, definitely to the family and friends. Also, Kirk White as well. A lot of people from that Southern California scene, Frankie Kazarian, as well, Thunder Rosa, who had a few opportunities with big time wrestling early in her career. So definitely prayers and thoughts go out to the family of Kirk White as well. Kirk White also a friend of the Nation's Corner as well, and was on the show in the past as an interview. So definitely prayers and condolences go out to them.
Yes.
Now that we've said that, let's get rolling, guys. We got a lot to talk about. We got so much time and so little. Wait a minute, strike that. Yes, I had to go throw on a Willy Wonka reference. Leave me alone. Let's get to a little positive news note and start off the show with. And let's get to first off, before we even get to the scores, let's talk about the news that broke tonight. 15 finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame have been announced. And this is a very star-packed list. It's amazing to read this list off. We got defensive tackle and end Bryant Young, great linebacker Patrick Willis, one of the greatest receivers in the game from the Indianapolis Colts, of course, Reggie Wayne, linebacker Zach Thomas, Richard Seymour, Sam Mills, Torrey Holt, Leroy Butler, Tony Baselli, Rondé Barber, Willie Anderson, Jared Allen. I was gonna say he's definitely a pain in the Bears' ass, but congrats to him. And then of course the biggest names to come off this list: Andre Johnson, DeMarcus Ware, and Devin Hester.
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
It's a star-packed list this year, and I'm excited to see who all will go in this year. Personally, for me, of course, I want Devin Hester to go in personally because
yes,
being a Chicago Bears fan for life, Devin was a huge part of my growing up as a football fan because I grew up watching football in the mid 2000s, around the time when Devin Hester was breaking records and breaking ankles going down the field. It just tearing people to shreds with his powerful and quick running. Just an absolute beast at what he did. So it's you know what, real quick, we talked about the top 5. Let's get this real quick. Your top 3 picks for this, who you want to see go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We'll do it rapid style. Let's go with Randy. Who are your top 3?
Oh yeah. I think Hester, he changed the kick return game again. There was always somebody that would come along, but he just every time would score. It would seem to be every time. I'm trying to think. There was a couple that you had said, and I missed a couple. I was doing something. I apologize.
Okay, here we go. Bryant Young, Reggie Wayne, Patrick Willis, Richard Seymour, Zach Thomas, Sam Mills, Torrey Holt, Leroy Butler, Tony Baselli, Rondé Barber, Willie Anderson, Jared Allen, Andre Johnson, DeMarcus Ware, and Devin Hester.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that Andre Johnson was pretty good. DeMarcus Ware as well. He was a game changer for the Cowboys on defense. So I like to see everyone go. Sam Mills would be pretty great, I think. Positive Panther at least.
yes.
And Saint. So I think that would be kind of neat. That's 4, but Sam Mills would be kind of a good story, I think.
All right, Kevin.
As a defensive guy and a 49er fan, I'm of course going to say Bryant Young and Patrick Willis. And my third one, I'm going to Marcus Ware. I'm going to Marcus Ware. I love this game. I love he's a Super Bowl champion. He needs to.
Dude, I agree. DeMarcus Ware, man. Dude, I was a huge fan of his. So definitely. Let's go with Joe.
Well, Kevin, I'm going to copy one of yours. I'm going to go with Patrick Willis, of course, because Patrick Willis was no doubt a beast when it came to terrorizing opposing teams' quarterbacks and actually opposing team offenses in general. But I'm going to go with two wideouts for my last two picks. I'm going to go Reggie Wayne because Reggie Wayne, along with Marvin Harrison, were a huge, huge success in the Indianapolis Colts offense. And I got to go Torrey Holt for my last one because he, along with Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, and Marshall Faulk, they legitimized that St. Louis Rams offense in the early 2000s. So Patrick Willis, Reggie Wayne, and Torrey Holt are my top three.
Steven?
I would say for me, Patrick Willis, Reggie Wayne, and this is a tough one. Because I mean, you could go Devin Hester, you know what? I hope he gets in Devin Hester.
For me, Devin Hester, absolutely. Like I said, Chicago Bears ~1 loyalty. That man broke that. I mean, yes, he broke the record in Atlanta, but to me, he basically built that legacy in Chicago on those kick and punt returns.
Who could also remiss if they forget this one, the kickoff in Super Bowl 41 against the Colts in Miami.
That's the only part of the game I like to remember. So definitely, I remember that part.
That was incredible.
That was incredible, man. Devin Hester just put on the Jets and burned right through that entire special team. It just, man.
Peyton Manning's reaction was priceless. Whose idea was it to kick it to him? Take it up with the coach. He's the one that decided that.
The other one for me is definitely I got to go with Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne, to me, an absolute beast at the wide receiver position, one of my favorites, despite him being a pain in my ass for many years. Whether I was picking other teams or whether I was going with the Bears or whatever, he would always kick my ass. So, but the other one, this is gonna surprise you. I'm gonna stay with the NFC North. I'm gonna go with Jared Allen.
Ooh,
Jared Allen.
All right.
I was a huge fan of Jared Allen when it came to defensive plays. Jared Allen was great at what he did, and he was a beast when it counted. He was a great player, and he deserves to get in as much as anybody on that list does. I mean, does he before DeMarcus Ware? Or does he before maybe a Patrick Willis? It's debatable, but still, he deserves to get in just like anybody else. And I feel like with his defensive play and especially his leadership, especially on those teams in Minneapolis where, it was very up and down. He kept that team. He helped keep that team on the defensive end afloat, and I'll give him all the credit. So Jared Allen. Jared Allen, Devin Hester, and Reggie Wayne are my picks.
So Ezra, I gotta ask real quick.
What's up?
Who was the out of your top three picks? Who was the biggest pain in the ass? Allen or Wayne?
To be honest, I gotta go with Allen because we've had more battles with him over the years. Because you got the Indianapolis is in the AFC and the Bears are in NFC, and also him being a part of the Vikings, he's in our division, and he was always a pain, especially even in where it seemed like the Bears had easy wins against Minneapolis, because you got to think a lot of the teams over the years were not that great with Jared Allen, but Jared Allen still found a way to get to our quarterback and still found a way to make us pay. So it's kind of like if, let's say, an Aaron Rodgers was on the list, or a Randall Cobb, or a Jermichael Finley, or somebody like that. I would say the same thing. I would still vote for them, even though they were a pain in our ass. But yeah, definitely got to go with Jared Allen on that question. But but definitely congratulations to all the finalists. Can't wait to see who makes the final cut and gets that gold jacket heading into Canton, man. It's going to be awesome. Also, don't forget the late wide receiver Cliff Branch, Dick Vermeil as a coach finalist, and former referee Art McNally was a contributions finalist as well.
I hope Cliff
Okay.
Branch gets. He was one of my favorites growing up too.
Yeah, definitely. They said that the ceremony will be in August. For right now, of course, that's debatable depending on how COVID-19 goes this upcoming year. But let's get to it, guys. Let's review this past week's games. And what a
Oh
week!
boy.
God, what a crazy week! An extreme amount of blowout losses this week on all fronts. It's been insane. Let's get to the first two. The first two games are probably the closest games out of the week, almost, and that is the Titans getting one over, unfortunately, Kevin's 49ers, 20-17. Man, what a game. 44-yard field goal with 4 seconds left by Bullock sealed it for the Titans. So, Kevin, floor is yours.
First of all,
I got 3 words for you, or 4 words for you. What the hell happened?
and Monday kind of came out with the truth with Jimmy Garoppolo tearing his thumb, the same injury Drew Brees had that sidelined him for 6 weeks. And that kind of point, I figured something was up because every time, just like against the Seattle Seahawks in the first game, we start running up and down the field looking pretty good. And then it's like, oh, Jimmy gets hurt. And then it's like our offense just, it's crickets in the arena. They're like, what the fuck? But Jimmy, he played horrible interceptions. We should be, like Joe Buck was saying, we should be up 24-0 at halftime. It should have been 24-0. 2 red zone turnovers. It should have been 24-0. But kudos to the Titans for finding some kind of preservance and sticking in there and coming back, because our defense did a hell of a job for 3 quarters, but your quarterback turns the ball over so much, your defense is like, dude, what the fuck? They just kind of get upset. They get down. They kind of start giving up, and that's exactly what happened. But I look for this Jimmy G injury to kind of be a blessing in disguise. As a 49er fan, remembering watching when Alex Smith went down and they brought in Colin Kaepernick for the first end of that year, you notice they couldn't stop the read option. Imagine this. Trey Lance, a running quarterback, if he can make the right decisions, running the triple option with Elijah Mitchell up the middle and Debo as the pitch guy, that could give a lot of teams some problems. So I'm hoping, best case scenario, this turns into a blessing in disguise for us.
Yeah, I mean, especially this Jimmy G injury is, like you said, a very interesting thing, because if Trey Lance can come out there, like you said, be able to make those big plays happen and make that read option a thing, maybe we could see it. Maybe we could see that kind of Colin Kaepernick-esque rise for that team at the end of the season. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. At least the good news is Jimmy G does not need surgery. So, I mean, despite the tear in his thumb, so that's a good thing though. At least he's not going to need surgery, so he won't be out for long. Deebo Samuel, though, you got to admit, had a hell of a game though. 9 catches for 159 yards, an absolute beast that game, and he also had 5 carries for 32 yards. Unfortunately, no touchdowns. There was only 1 touchdown thrown by Jimmy G with 2 picks. Great yardage, but not a good game overall for him. Tannehill looked pretty decent, 22-29 at 209, 1 TD, no picks. So he did really, really well. Overall on the team stats, rushing yards went to Tennessee. Average yards per play, San Francisco won that battle. And of course, no fumbles lost, but of course the 2 interceptions thrown by San Francisco, unfortunately, is kind of what helped seal their fate. But I didn't get to watch this game before. I watched some highlights, but it was overall a really kind of a strong game for Tennessee. But man, San Francisco really held in there. I think if the Jimmy G injury didn't happen, I think San Francisco would have walked out with that game because I know Tennessee is a great team and they're really doing decent without Derrick Henry right now and without some of the other things going on. But to me, I think that if San Francisco were to have stayed healthy and Jimmy G were to have stayed healthy, I think that game would have been a different story because of definitely the big game from definitely the game from Samuel was unfucking real. It was another big game from him. I think he could have hit 200 yards if Jimmy G would have been able to stay healthy. But yeah, definitely a close game. Another close game was the Packers and the Browns. And once again, the Browns lost it.
Oh, God, the Browns are the Browns. You know, but real quick, before we get to that, but yeah, on that game, I mean, you know, their defense in that game, you could, like you were saying, Kevin, the defense was getting so frustrated, you know, with the turnovers and stuff by Garoppolo. And then AJ Brown woke up for Tennessee and he was torching him. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Get a body on that guy. He was making great catches and he scored a touchdown on them. And I'm like, man, you could tell that those interceptions by Garoppolo really affected the entire team.
Here's how I knew it was over and our defense had given up. Think of it this way. Our defense didn't give up a first down until the second quarter with 3 minutes left in the quarter till halftime. Then after halftime, it was 3rd and 27. And my man jumps offside and then gives up a Hail Mary. And I'm like, yeah, our defense is just like, fuck it. I'm sick of covering for Garoppolo's ass. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. It was that was a bad game. And unfortunately for Cleveland Browns fans, when they saw the end of the game, when they saw the end of that game and they saw that they blew it, I'm pretty sure they heard this.
The familiar sounds of Cleveland having a golden opportunity to win the game, and they blew it.
But don't worry, that sound effect might be used later for another team from the nation's capital, but never mind. We're not gonna. Well, that's later. That's later in the show. But the Packers Browns game, that was another close one. Rodgers made history once again, surpassed Brett Favre for the most passing touchdowns in Green Bay history. Once again, and quick stat look before I give you guys the opportunity to discuss it. Of course, Baker Mayfield threw 4 interceptions.
Baker Claus.
The worst quarterback in the AFC North, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
That's debatable.
Baker Claus.
Before you guys discuss this game, would you like to tell us who the worst quarterback in that AFC North is?
There's 1A and 1B. It's Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. Definitely. Your thoughts on the the Green Bay Cleveland game?
I will say though,
you will say nothing.
I feel like the Packers should have capitalized more on the opportunities that Cleveland basically gave them. I mean, like we just mentioned, Baker Mayfield threw 4 picks, but the Packers only scored 24 points in the game. And I think they only took advantage of, 2 of Baker Mayfield's picks.
It would have been 45.
They were playing in front of their hometown crowd. So they really should have taken advantage of Cleveland's turnovers that were basically given to them. But Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. We can't say much about him.
Exactly. A-Rod is A-Rod. He does A-Rod things. Breaking records.
Yep, that's right. And including losing to the NFC Championship game again this year. Honestly, I'm just going to keep it
football
blunt.
gods. Football gods.
To me, Green Bay doesn't even look like a team that will get to the NFC Championship game. I'm sorry, but they've been. I'm not going to say the Browns are terrible, but the Packers are having too many close games and blown games to teams that have no business being in that game. I said it when they played Seattle and they barely squeaked by with their offense not doing jack shit. Do you think if the Green Bay Packers went in to play and they beat a Rams team that was struggling, but if you told me today they had to go to LA and play the Rams in the playoffs, do you think I'm picking the Packers? Hell no. Do you think I'm picking? And I hate to say it because I hate this fan base and I hate the team. But if you told me the Green Bay Packers was going to play at Dallas the way Dallas looking like how they played Sunday night, do you think I'm picking the Packers? I'm picking Dallas by 20. Green Bay is not as strong as their record suggests. I'm sorry.
Kevin, we're in the same situation we were a year ago with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've beaten nobody.
Yep.
Green Bay is beating the competition they're supposed to beat. Their record is what it is, but they're not a strong number 1 seed. I'm sorry. If you tell me that they're going to get the number 1 seed again, I'm not picking Green Bay because logic tells you Rodgers does not get it done when it matters the most. You know what? This is circling back to Peyton Manning's days in Indianapolis for the first several seasons. Breaking all those records, having great regular seasons. Could he get it done in the playoffs? Hardly no. He did win a couple of Super Bowls, but Rodgers hasn't been at that caliber level in over a decade. He's lost 4 NFC championship games. That is not good.
And Packer fans wonder why aren't they favored? They're the number 1 seed right now. Because who do you think I'm going to favor? I'm sorry, Joey, but I got to use an example. Do you think I'm going to say the Packers look strong, who barely beat a Browns team turning the ball over 4 times to help the Packers win? Or do you think I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys look stronger after they put up 56 on who everybody thought was a wild card team or a semi-decent defense? And I'm sorry, but I'm going to say the Cowboys look stronger. And I hate the Cowboys.
And the defense is way fucking better than Green Bay's. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude,
as much as we pick on the Dallas Cowboys because Tony and RA and Neil are fans of that team, but we know that the Dallas Cowboys are a better football team than the Green Bay Packers.
Hey.
Steven,
at this point,
hold on, Joe. I forgot to tell you guys the other day I was playing WWE 2K19.
Yeah.
And I was close to winning the matchup, but then I told my best friend, you know what, go ahead, take the pin. He asked me why. I said, oh, I'm just being the Cleveland Browns giving up a win.
Oh, damn.
Go ahead, Joe. Continue your point, buddy.
I was going to say that at this point, I'll probably take the Carolina Panthers over the Green Bay Packers. And that's
my God.
Shut up.
No.
That's it. I'm going to head out. See y'all tomorrow.
Sir. Wow. I have the power to end the show right now. After that shitty take that you just gave, you mean to tell me you're going to take the guy who sits on the fucking bench and Scam Newton over Karen Rodgers? I'm sorry.
What?
I'll take the Karen over the scam artist.
What? Let me tell you, I'm going to call you Skip Bayless or Max Kellerman. When Max Kellerman said, I'll sit up here and take Andre Iguodala over Steph Curry. Yeah, okay, Max Kellerman, go ahead with your take. You'd rather take the Panthers over the Packers. You go ahead. Your floor is yours. Max?
Yeah, I'm only kidding.
Oh, thank God.
April Fool's is a couple months away, buddy.
I just figured I'd end the new year with a little bit of humor, or end the old year with a little bit of humor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, that take is worse than TNA in 2011.
Ouch!
Oh shit! You Lord, you can't go that low.
He just did. Sorry.
I mean,
dude,
sure.
your opinion is so shitty. It's like a porta potty at Lollapalooza.
Hey.
Your
That's
opinion
almost
was
us
your
saying-
opinion was more shitty than Lars or just snare sound on Saint Anger.
Oh, that's bad.
Now I
Yeah,
resent that
that's almost
remark.
like saying the New York Jets are the best team in football.
Now, Steven, let me tell you, I resent that remark.
Thank you, Lars. No.
But no, seriously. But man, Green Bay played a great game. They did really well. 3 touchdowns, 202.
Only us can do
Devontae
this.
Adams had a monster game. 10 receptions for 114 yards, 2 TDs. Had a really good game. Alan Lazard had a touchdown as well. So Green Bay won that. Congrats. Hopefully you guys just tank in the rest of the season. Okay. Okay, well, a couple other scores we can get rolling on here. We got of course, the Indianapolis Colts beating the Arizona Cardinals. Who would have saw that?
We
Not us.
did. We
Me?
picked
He
that
did.
game.
Oh yeah,
We
that's right. You
picked
guys
the
did.
Colts.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That was Indianapolis has won 9 of their last 12 games after starting the season 0-3. So they're doing pretty damn well. The Eagles destroyed the Giants. No surprise.
Yeah.
That was so predictable. It might as well be the Monday Night Raw script.
Hey, you know what else is predictable? I shared this to the group a couple days ago that said that a lot of teams have turned their season around, such as the Colts and the Dolphins and all these other teams.
Yeah.
But at the bottom of the barrel, you saw Jacksonville start 1-5, and now they're 2-13.
Oh, that's nice.
That's lovely. That's absolutely
That's
lovely.
very predictable right there.
Dude,
From Jacksonville when they suck.
dude, let me tell you, man. If you're a Giants fan, I could probably hear the boos from all the way from Indiana. Dude, he's watching the team get destroyed. The boos are so loud. If it would be a shirt, Russell Westbrook would wear it.
Hey, at least we weren't part of the thousands of people who actually got tickets to watch Jacksonville against the Jets.
Oh dear God, that game was. Oh, I am so sorry, Jacksonville. So close,
I'm so sorry
I'm so
for
sorry
anybody
for the
who had to
people
buy a
in the
ticket.
city of Jacksonville.
dude. They had a chance to win the game and they blew it at the end, at the goal, in the red zone.
Steven, why do you sound like your Jaws program?
I know, but they had a chance to win the game, and of course they blew it. I mean, just come on. I mean, the Jets, they won. They're the Jets.
Not to mention they lost their star running back for the rest of the year.
Yep.
He went down in the first quarter.
Torn Achilles.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That's terrible on that one. What about
Sorry, Jacksonville.
let's talk about the how about this one? Rams and the Vikings, man, 30-23. Jefferson passed Odell Beckham Jr. for the most reception yards in the first 2 seasons in NFL history.
Kirk Cousins as quarterback.
Very good point.
Imagine that.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins blows another game.
Yay!
Another one possession game and another loss for the Vikings.
Typical Vikings this year.
Yep. Typical
Bills.
Vikings.
Bills beat the Patriots 33-21. That was
Man,
That was
Josh
very
Allen
impressive.
Josh Allen was amazing in that game against New
Yes, he
England.
was. That
First
was a
player-
very impressive,
first
very
player,
impressive game by the Bills.
first player in NFL history with 100+ passing yards, 20+ rushing touchdowns in his first 4 seasons.
Oh, one more point about that though, Steven, you might like this one. And they
Yeah.
voted to put Lamar Jackson in the fucking Pro Bowl over Josh Allen.
Damn it.
Okay.
Hey,
Who
but hey, his
Who in the flying fuck made that decision?
but hey,
I love Pro Bowl,
but hey,
baby.
here's another good point. Mac Jones threw more than 3 passes in that game.
Yes, he did.
And the Bills whooped that ass. That was very impressive because they were starting to look suspect to people like, hold up now, you were favored, you beat the Chiefs and you did all this. What the fuck is going on? Josh Allen had to have one of them games with Stephon Diggs and his 4th string receiver with Cole Beasley going on COVID and Emmanuel Sanders on COVID and Gabe Davis on COVID. They had to go to their fourth receiver down the line, and he showed out too when Singletary did his thing. It was just all around impressive win by the Bills.
And this goes to show you how good Josh Allen is. I mean, this dude is incredible to have that kind of game. Of course, Diggs catching 2 touchdowns in that game, and to have the chemistry that he did with the rest of his receiver crew with the other guys out due to COVID protocols and stuff like that. This dude is amazing, and having 300 plus yards, 50 yards and plus rushing, and all those touchdowns, man, I was so glad that Buffalo got that win because, man, that just makes the AFC East division that much crazier because now they're both tied. The Patriots and the Bills are for the leader in that division. I mean, it could go anybody's way.
I still can't forget the time 2 or 3 years ago coming out of the draft that Mel Kiper actually had the nerve to say that Sam Darnold was a better NFL prospect than Josh Allen. Sometimes they get fucked up and drunk too, So I'm hoping that was the case.
Yep.
Definitely some quick stats, of course. Once again, see here. Come on, NFL load here, you piece of shit. There we go. Josh Allen, 30 of 47, 314 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Isaiah McKenzie, 11 carries for 125, or 11 receptions for 125. Josh Allen had 12 carries, 64 yards. Singletary had 12 carries for 39 yards and a TD. Also, Stephon Diggs, like you said, 7 receptions for 85 yards. Big game for Stephon Diggs. Micah Hyde had 2 interceptions that game. So, and the Patriots, of course, Mac Jones threw for only 145 on 14 to 32, 2 picks, no touchdowns. So, pretty
not a great game. Not a great game.
Rough game for Mac.
And this next game we're going to talk about is one that I'm sure most of us in this room will enjoy. And that is Tom Brady and the Bucks stomping Cam Newton and the Panthers.
And not only that, but Mr. Newton has been benched.
Again.
That meme is coming to full effect, ladies and gentlemen. No, go back. Oh, fuck it. Give up.
Oh, fuck it. The season's over.
I was actually listening to the game at work. Don't tell anybody, Kevin. But I was listening to the game.
I'm going to go tell Chase that. He'd love you for life.
He was listening to it every time he thought they were winning. They come in, they're winning, aren't they? I said,
just listen to the Buccaneers call Panthers lose again.
No, you're not that lucky, bro. But
I know.
There was a part I was listening to it. I just happened to hear it, and it said they brought Cam Newton into the game, and it was a wildcat kind of thing. They brought him in for a minute, and they had to call timeout because he didn't know what to do. Next, they had to call the timeout, and you could hear the announcers going, "What's going on here?"
Typical Cam Newton. Cam Newton.
I was in the car. We were on the road and turned on the radio, and the game was over. And they were talking about that play, and I'm like, and the announcers are like, "What were they doing? Like that made no sense." I mean, you bring him in the game to do that formation, and he has no clue where the hell he's supposed to be at. I'm like, dude,
it was terrible.
You're a professional.
And then also to hear the Panthers announcers were all over TB12's jock. It was terrible too. I had to turn it off. I said, "Am I listening to the Tampa Bay radio? Am my antenna get in the Tampa Bay channel here or what?" But
you know what?
Yeah, break, man.
I'm gonna give some shine to the Panthers a little bit though. Don't have a fit, but the only fucking reason that the Carolina Panthers offense isn't the New York Jets-esque or Jaguars-esque is because of DJ Moore. Let's just face it. If it weren't for DJ Moore this year, who's having one hell of a year by himself with no fucking quarterback, no coach, then this team would be the New York Jets offense, for God's sakes. Wouldn't know what to do. The Jaguars. DJ Moore's having one hell of a year, and I tell you what, DJ Moore, if you were somehow miraculously watching, get the fuck out of Carolina while you got the chance. Save your career.
Yeah,
like what's his name did? Curtis Samuel. Go to Washington. Go anywhere. Go anywhere.
Time out here. Did you
I will
really,
say it's actually
you really
pretty
did-
fitting
did you really
because
just give a member of the Panthers credit?
Yeah, I did because he's having a hell of a year. I like his game. It's just he's stuck behind by this piece of shit team and this sorry ass coach with his no throwing having ass quarterback. Poor DJ Moore. Dear God. Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
hey, I will say that it's actually pretty fitting, seeing as how Carolina's offense has 2 former Jets players in their starting lineups right now.
Yeah.
Sam
Dear
Darnold
God.
and Robbie Anderson.
Yep.
If I'm that if I'm the owner, I fire Rule, fire my offensive coordinator, which they done did. Get rid of your line, revamp that, trade McCaffrey, or release his ass. Go ahead and take that cap hit. Do everything. Just it's time to start over.
If I was
Yes.
a Panthers organization, I'd release myself.
Yeah, I'd sell the team if I was the owner. Hey, who wants to buy it? Hey, somebody in Georgia, come take over this team.
They
Get this
should
shit out of here.
revamp the New York Mets pitch and the season's over. Here's the snap of the first game of the season, and the season's over for Carolina. Sorry.
What's next? They're gonna be the new team from they're gonna sell them to Canada. They're gonna be the Vancouver Panthers or some
Oh
shit.
God.
The Vancouver
Hey.
Kitty Cats.
But
Yeah.
the Panthers did, but the Buccaneers with
The
this
Surf
win
Top.
as expected, they clinched the NFC South for the first time since 2007.
Who didn't call that one this year though?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like for real.
yeah.
But
that was well expected.
I will say that regarding the Panthers, they can recruit the head coach from Bishop Sycamore.
Yeah, better luck.
Hell, Matt Rule wouldn't even get a job offer from Bishop Sycamore.
Damn.
Damn.
He'd have a sweater vest on the sideline.
Yeah.
Should we even talk about the Jaguars and Jets game, or do you want to move forward on that?
Move.
Fast
Forward.
forward it. Fast
Zach
forward
Wilson
that.
I will say, Zach Wilson. Listen to this: 52-yard rushing touchdown, the longest by a quarterback in New York Jets history.
That was a nice play. That's
Congratulations.
But other than that, we just saw 22 trash cans go at each other. That's literally all it
Well,
was.
speaking of trash cans, the Lions lost again,
Ugh.
20-16 over the Atlanta Falcons.
You know what? I'm sorry, but I'm not the one to credit them or like them. And I like Dan Campbell, but I gotta admit, if Jared Goff is playing the game, because Jared Goff's not a horrible quarterback. If Jared Goff plays, they most likely beat Atlanta by a few points, and unless the football gods say fuck no, nope. But just logically thinking, with Jared Goff, they would have scored the touchdown instead of the extra field goal they had. So
Yeah.
that's just my point of view and my perspective.
Absolutely. And man, say for a second, Joe, you better not be falling asleep on us, motherfucker. I see you all.
No, I'm not.
he's laid back, man. Look at him. Yeah.
I'm not.
Sunday night game.
Man, you look like you're about to fall asleep. You must be watching another Jets game.
Or another Washington football team game against Dallas.
Oh,
No.
Oh,
Oh,
throw in the towel. Throw in the
I'm up.
towel.
hey, I'm
I'm
awake.
up. I'm good.
Woo!
Anyways,
Oh,
we're gonna say it's now time for the string of blowout loss games to begin on this. First game on our list is who the fuck saw this on their 2021 bingo card? Fucking Texans beating the Chargers.
I know.
Ah,
41 to
I was so happy.
29.
And that is my problem, my friend. That is my problem. This Chargers team, you talk about, they have their highs and they have their fucking lows, and that's one of them. They go beat Kansas City, stick in the game, should have beat Kansas City again. Then they go and get blown out by Baltimore and earlier in the season. Now they get blown out by the Texans, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? This team is so inconsistent.
Yes, and not only that, but shout outs to Thunder Rosa and Brian Rosa for being at the game. And I told Brian this the other day. I'm like, Brian, you and Thunder were actually at the game, and they freaking won. So I mean, none of us saw that coming. I mean, the fact that the Chargers laid a damn egg against Houston like that has got to be one of the most ugliest losses of the season by far this year by any team.
Oh, I wanted to say too, guys. I'm sorry. I wanted to bring this up and I forgot. But while we were talking about the Browns and Packers game, the show The Dark Side of Football is on, and the episode is "Why Can't Cleveland Win?" If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It's the greatest. It's the truth. It's the best thing.
Yeah.
It's the best thing you'll see.
I thought it was the Cam Newton episode, Triumph, Tragedy, and More Tragedy.
It's called "I Should Have Jumped on That Football." No, really, I should have jumped on that football.
I think the next episode of season 2 is going to be the Ghost of the Panther.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that going back to the Houston game, I think Vince Wilfork finally had a reason to lasso his cowboy boots up and celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
David Mills.
Oh,
David
They
Mills
didn't
had a
even
great,
need him.
David Mills had a great game Davis Mills had a great game for the Texans. 21-27, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns. Listen to this. Rushing, Rex Burkhead, 22 carries for 149 yards, 2 touchdowns.
God,
career high for him.
That's
Dang.
a big game. Chris Conley, 3 catches for 60 yards. Brevin Jordan and a touchdown. Brevin Jordan, 4 catches for 56. Philip Dorsett, 3 catches for 55. And Chris Moore, 4 catches for 40 yards. And then Nico Collins, 3 catches, 33 in a TD. So big game, especially on the rushing end for the Texans. And then of course, Justin Herbert, 27-35, 336, 1 touchdown, 2 picks.
Yikes.
So it's definitely not a good game for Mr. Herbert there. You talked about Lamar Jackson earlier. The Bengals beat the Ravens 41-21.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
525 yards and 4 touchdowns for Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, the 4th most passing yards in a game since 1950.
Wow.
That is amazing. I mean, dude, he was incredible in that game.
Now, I knew that was going to happen. Either way, it don't matter who's starting. It don't matter if they had Lamar. It's like the first game. It's just a bad matchup. They can't match up with Cincinnati. Not their offense, not their firepower. And I'm going to give you guys a hot take that will blow your mind right now. And you won't believe it. Let's just say Cincinnati. Not this, and it speaks into this week's game, actually, but I don't know if it'll happen yet. If Cincinnati revamps this offensive line, like I said in the past, and gets them to always protect Burrow, have a Aaron Rodgers-like offensive line, this team in the next 2 to 3 years will have way more firepower than the already now Kansas City Chiefs.
That's a great point.
I put so much money.
Yeah.
Listen,
Great
I mean,
point.
hear me out. Hear me out. Kansas City, yeah, you do got your Tyreek Hill, but you ain't got a number 2 receiver. The Bengals have 3 top 20 receivers in my eyes. And Jamar Chase, who's already, to me, top 5. You got Jamar Chase. You got T. Higgins, who's only in his 2nd year, and Tyler Boyd. And then here's something Kansas City don't have, a running back. Cincinnati has Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards, 3rd in NFL rushing touchdowns, 4th in scrimmage yards per game, and 5th in total yards per game in the NFL at running back. With a revamped offensive line, their defense is young. They got potential. I see it. This team is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs in 2 to 3 years, and they're going to have more firepower than the Kansas City Chiefs. I mark my word on that.
I mean, look at the stats for this game. I mean, 37-46 for Joe Burrow, 525 yards, 4 TDs. Listen to this. T. Higgins, 12 catches, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 7 catches for 125. Tyler Boyd, 3 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. And Joe Mixon, 6 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. Absolute great play by by Cincinnati, man. Open up those lanes to get those receivers open, and they were able to target them and get the ball to them for some deep yardage as well. And that just proves like you said, Kevin, when you give your offensive line gives your quarterback time to be able to set himself up in the pocket and throw that ball, especially for those deep plays, and to allow your
For the time to develop for the play and all that.
Yeah, for the play to develop and allow your receiver to get openings to gain deep yardage, especially when it comes to runs, especially when it comes to yards after catch. You know, you get especially when you have that offensive line out there, not only protect the quarterback, but you also got the other offensive players making those lanes open so the receiver can run down. And to me, I think this was a perfect example of how you do that.
And I find it funny how they picked Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen in the Pro Bowl, and yet Joe Burrow has had better games this year overall than Lamar Jackson has this entire season.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
as a Raider fan, I hope somebody else is the Kansas City Chiefs for a while. I'm ready for them to not be good. I'm ready for somebody else to take the mantle. Kansas City's too good.
Baltimore has been down a downward spiral for the last month and a half now. They're not the team they were, getting all these close wins and all that stuff. Hell, they could be having a subpar 500 record right now if they didn't have half of the close wins they had already this year, thanks to Justin Tucker and the luck of the draw plays, the balls bouncing their way and going against the other team.
This team sucks.
I will say though, it just goes to show you that fans do not care about stats. And I brought this up to Kevin in our group chat a few days ago. Actually, after we found out that Lamar Jackson got voted into the Pro Bowl, fans out there do not care about stats.
The popularity contest.
They only care about popularity and superstar potential. And apparently these dumbass fans out there see more superstar potential in Lamar Jackson and more popularity in Lamar Jackson than Joe Burrow and Josh Allen put together. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic as hell.
Absolutely. Yep. Definitely. On to the next game, man. My Bears beat the Seahawks, man.
Man, that was a wild game.
25-24. Seattle suffering double-digit losses for the first time in the Pete Carroll era since 2010. So
27 years since his last double-digit loss season ever. That is incredible.
Nick Foles, man, stepping in, having a great game. 24-35, 250 yards and one touchdown. Man, but it was on the strength of the Bears' rushing game, man, with David Montgomery, 21 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. Touchdown for Khalil Herbert as well on two carries for 21 yards. Montgomery also killing it on the receiving end, 7 receptions, 61 yards. Darnell Mooney, 5 catches for 57 yards. Jimmy Graham with the touchdown as well.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. The Bears are playing really well. Seattle stuck in there, man. Seattle, I'll give them all the credit in the world, man. Russell Wilson, I mean, he had only 181 yards and 2 touchdowns, but man, that team, especially on the rushing end, stayed in with Rashad Penny, 17 carries for 135 yards on a TD. So it was a pretty strong game for both teams, but in the end, the Bears were just able to make those plays when it counted and won. So,
and who can blame them for going for the 2-point conversion? Go for the win. They had nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
Like Baltimore.
Yeah, well, that's because they know how to pull off successful 2-point plays, unlike
sorry, Baltimore.
John Harbaugh in Baltimore.
Well, it's also probably fucking Matt Nagy called the play, so that way he looks good at the end of the season. So hopefully he doesn't get fired.
Oh.
He says, of course, the report said he thinks that he'll remain coach through the next 2 games. I think he will, but I don't think he'll make it by postseason.
No.
Nope.
Hell no.
Nope.
Hopefully not, for my fucking sake. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. There is a new sponsorship. VIX is teaming up with the Jacksonville Jaguars to come up with a new sleeping aid. They said all you have to. It's called the Duval Sleep Aid. If you want to sleep good, just watch the first quarter of a Jacksonville game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Even the categories.
I mean, if you want to just get mad and throw stuff at your TV, all you got to do is watch a Cam Newton game. That or you can watch Washington beat each other up over a loss.
Ooh.
Or the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Chiefs.
You know what? Speaking of that game, that's the next one.
Oh,
Chiefs and the Steelers. Chiefs whooping that ass 36-10.
Not
No,
even close.
Seriously, the Chiefs, man, just Chiefs on another level again right now. They're getting back to their winning ways,
Yep.
clinching the AFC West for the great season in a row.
Ooh. I mean, damn.
But man,
The Steelers are the worst team in the AFC North. I'm sorry. When healthy, Baltimore's a little better than them. The Steelers suck.
What's crazy is this looks more than likely the final season for Big Ben, and unfortunately he's going out like this, and
That's got to be eating him alive. I mean, going, guys, this is my final year, and we're losing like this. This is not good. I mean, there's not a great performance by Pittsburgh in this game. I mean, Mahomes was, as always, for the most part, good in this game, and just their defense was no match. I mean, Pittsburgh is not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to have a run. They're done.
And Mike Tomlin's also in trouble because he hasn't had a losing season since he's been to Pittsburgh. This is in jeopardy. He might still end up not with a losing season. Being nice, they might actually end up 8-1.
Oh Lord, he's broken again.
You're broken.
I'm sorry.
Being
Like Pantera.
That sounds like Steven's Jaws program again. That you sound like Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You were saying before technology decided to say "fuck you."
I think technology wanted me to be nice, so I'm gonna clean it up a bit. I'll say Mike Tomlin's in jeopardy of having the first losing season in his tenure at Pittsburgh, and best case scenario, they might end up not with a losing season. It might be 8-1, hooray, and still last place in the country. No.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I will say that the Big Ben isn't the only quarterback that could be pondering retirement after this season.
Yeah.
Because a story broke on ESPN app earlier saying that Aaron Rodgers may be considering retirement after this season.
Good be garbage. Anyways,
Sorry, Ezra, go ahead.
no. Go ahead, Randy. What were you gonna say, buddy?
I was gonna say it's pretty wild that Big Ben's last home game is gonna be against Cleveland. You know, they're the big rival and everything like that.
Yeah, he actually may have a chance to win that one.
Yeah, and Cleveland had the chance to take him in the draft and never did. So, you know, don't take the hometown boy or anything. You know, don't take the guy from down the street who's won Super Bowl after Super Bowl, but
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
just,
Yep.
let it
Yeah.
go. So that was their loss, and it's only fitting that last game he'll probably go out with a bang. I think though. Well, that's a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. Next game on the docket, because I kind of want to move forward because we got to get to the score up. We got to get to our score predictions as well. Is of course the Raiders beating the Broncos 17-13. Good game for your Raiders there,
The
Randy.
Donkeys.
The Raiders beat
The
them
Donkeys.
twice this year.
Jackasses.
Couldn't have came at a better time. They try to give it away again, but they pulled it out. Too little, too late. I'm hoping it's not the case for the Raiders. 3 times this year they should have won, or at least 2 times. They lost to the Giants. I don't know how how that happened, and the Bears. Anyways, and the Washingtons. They lost to the Washingtons. So I don't know. Too bad they weren't themselves up that game. Raiders could have used that. No, but
hey, hold on a second. At least we're not like the Jets. By the way, speaking of Jets, they found out that they're trying to they said they're gonna try and bring in some new ways to bring in fans since their stadium is mostly empty anyways. They're trying to right now. They said they're going to put in some new music. So I requested, hey, why don't you go ahead and play music from The Elder and see what happens?
I'll be there.
If you're a Kiss fan, and you know that record,
you'll be there.
You know that record, along with the studio version of Lick It Up, is a pile of complete utter shit.
Yeah.
The end.
Well, I will say there is one type of music they can play that's actually going to be worse than that. That'll send Jets fans running, and that is anything by Justin Bieber.
Oh God!
Or you can just play Rebecca Black Friday, whichever one comes first.
Oh God, it's even worse.
Worst
song ever. It's terrible.
Just because you got a rich daddy doesn't mean you can put out music. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, moving forward.
Who's sponsoring that shit, Napster?
If it is, Lars gonna sue him. Then again, they try to license Kiss music. Gene Simmons will be right behind.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that was a good game for the Raiders. Good win. This next game. Well.
Time has come.
Joe, I gotta ask you one question. What the fuck happened? Why did your team get whipped like a redheaded stepchild in the 1970s? Why did your team get beaten down worse? Why did your team get beaten down worse than when Motley Crue released the 94 record?
Oh.
Why did your team get thrashed more than a dude at a Slayer show?
Well,
why did your team suck in the first quarter more worse than the Metallica Lou Reed Lulu album?
Hey, it was just a hooligan's holiday. That's all. Come on now.
Hey,
Come on,
like I said in my introduction, I said it in my intro, and I'm going to say it again. We were so concerned with beating each other up, beating up our own teammates, that we just didn't want to take a fight to Dallas. I mean, literally, we were so concerned about picking fights with ourselves that we didn't want to pick a fight with Dallas.
Who booked that game? WWE Creative?
Yeah, I think so.
I said Monday Night Raw Creative booked that one.
Ooh, yeah.
That was one of the most.
I heard
performances.
that. I know. I was watching the news, and all of a sudden I see breaking news that said police called the Washington D.C. to report a murder. I was like, what the hell's going on? Did somebody get shot? And I looked at it and it said, "Oh, Dallas Cowboys beating Washington football team 56-14." I'm like, okay.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you that for 4 weeks, Taylor Heineke proved that he was the quarterback that we needed. But now Taylor Heineke can just fall down a fucking well for all I care. Because he is
Tell us how you really feel, brother.
Yeah. Geez.
He is not the franchise quarterback that we need. Neither is Kyle Allen. and sure as hell not what's his name? I can't even think of his name. Our third string quarterback. I can't think of his name because he's so fucking garbage too. But
You
yeah,
know
I
who
mean,
Washington could use, Joey, on their football team to be the savior of all saviors?
Doug
what was
Williams.
that?
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Oh fucking shit!
Yeah, that's it.
Oh fucking shit!
I'm gonna start a petition.
Hey. At this point, and this is going to be a reference to you, Ezra, I'd rather have Jay Cutler as my starting quarterback than Scam Newton.
Well, I'm sorry for you then.
No. I'm actually going to go even worse than that. I'd rather have Rex Grossman back at quarterback for us.
Hey,
I'd rather have Tim
At least
Tebow as my
he-
starting quarterback.
At least he didn't willingly give the ball to the other team, so whatever.
I'd rather have Mark Sanchez. That way he'll run into the offensive lineman's ass again anyways.
I always said Jay Cutler was like Big Show when he freaking ripped off the shirt and it said ECW underneath his Raw shirt on the draft night in 06.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler faces the Packers. He throws an interception. He rips off his jersey and it's a Packers jersey underneath. Watch.
I'd rather have Tim Tebow as my quarterback.
Hey, come on now. That's actually bad because Tim Tebow, he was a great college quarterback. He was just never given a proper chance in the NFL.
He beat the Broncos or the Steelers that one game. That was the best.
Yeah, that was a badass throw.
He
that
got
was
beat
good.
out.
And he
Yeah,
threw for 316.
Tebow was just not.
Wait. This guy is the same guy that got beat out in a quarterback competition to Mark Sanchez, who later that year ran into his offensive lineman's ass and fumbled the ball. I don't want to hear about Tim Tebow being good. Cut it out.
Very well said, Kevin.
Hey, I will say though, if Tebow would have played in that game, the Buff fumble would have never existed.
Oh.
They would have fumbled it off his own ass.
Come on, man.
No, you're right. As inaccurate as he was, he might have thrown the ball up his left tackle's ass. There we go.
Come on, man. You can't
What
can we say about Tim Tebow?
Well, the way Washington played Sunday, that's probably how Heineken was
He's
playing
an
too.
ass man.
Oh, that was Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
What did CM Punk say on Dynamite last night?
And MJF was wasting more con money than than they did on Tim Tebow.
Yeah, he wasted more con money.
Oh shit!
Brutal.
Just like your Washington football team on Sunday. Brutal.
Oh,
That was good.
nice. All right, let's move forward out of that before we get too far into that rabbit hole.
But Dallas played a great game that Sunday. I mean, Prescott was just money and just oof. Sorry, Washington.
I want to forget this. Like Ace Frehley forgot who produced the Dynasty and Unmasked records. Quick intermission story. Eddie Trunk, a radio host on Sirius XM, brought up to Ace Frehley about the song 2000 Man, and Ace goes, yeah, I remember that song. Who produced that record again?
Oh my god.
Oh God.
And it just said the same thing when Eddie Trunk tried to tell him you didn't do a guitar solo on Rock and Roll All Night studio version. He said, "What are you talking about? I did a guitar solo." I had no clue. Anyways, do we really want to talk about the Dolphins and the Saints?
No.
Not really.
There
What to say
was
this
there was nothing really to. There was nothing really to say. Miami dominated every single aspect of the game.
But also you gotta I understand they lost their quarterback and all that, but also you gotta think Saints also had 20 players on COVID lists at that time as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saints had 20 players, including staff that were all on the COVID-19 protocol list. So
And you know what though? One thing though, Ezra, I'm sorry, but I can't take New Orleans serious because even when they wasn't on COVID protocols, they got blown out by the fucking Carolina Panthers in week 2. So I can't take them serious. They suck.
Yep.
All right.
And Alvin Kamara was, he was pretty much a chump in that game because he couldn't get no rushing yardage against that Miami defense. He couldn't get nothing.
Oh no.
Yep. All right, guys. It's time. It's time to do our favorite part of the show, and that is our score predictions for week 17.
All right.
Let's roll.
All right, guys.
Do it.
All right. No, it's actually let's do it. Oh yeah. All right, here we go. First game. It is going to be the best game of the week.
Ezra, no!
Blocking out.
Ezra, no!
The Eagles versus the Washington football team.
Oh, in grand tradition, we end with a shit show. We begin with a shit show.
Damn it.
So,
First
fly,
He just left.
fly, Eagles, fly. 28-10.
I'm going last.
I'm going
I want
Philadelphia.
to see Joe's face on every prediction.
I'm going Philadelphia. I think it'll be a little closer. I'm going Philadelphia 28-20.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually pretty fair.
Yeah, I actually had it closer than that. I had 28-24, Philly over the Washingtons.
I gotta go Eagles, but it's gonna be 20. It's gonna be 27-24. I think it's gonna be super close, to be
Yeah.
honest. Joe?
Why are you guys being so generous?
Uh-oh.
Why are you guys being so generous?
Well, you want me to say they're gonna blow them out 45-0? What?
56-14.
Oh!
Stop! Make it stop!
Repeat
Hey.
it for me.
Throwing me
Ah.
down.
59-0 like the Patriots did the Titans in the snow in 2009.
Oh, God.
Lord.
It would've-
Yeah,
If they lost
Kyle-
50-14 this
Kyle
week, like
Sanders.
Groundhog Day all over again.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but
They're
Miles Sanders is not playing in this game, but it ain't gonna matter none. We suck. We're gonna wait till next year to hopefully revamp our team, but until we get to that point, we're gonna lose 31-10.
Oh, at least you're being honest about your football team.
Yeah.
All right, next game. Next game is the Rams and the Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium.
I'm not feeling nice on this one. Give me
Rams 28, Ravens 10.
LA in this one, 34-13.
Whoa.
No, scratch that. 34-7. Yeah, there I said it. 34-7.
Give me the Rams. Give me 26-14.
Okay.
I got
Give me the Rams in this one. I'll go 24-10.
21-16 Rams. That's what I think will happen.
All right. Next game. If you guys want to witness some murder, watch this game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Jets.
Oh, my.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna go New York Jets. 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 No.
With a lot.
Ah,
If I went that way, I need to go get psychiatric care. Hell, if you're a Jets fan, you need to go see a psychiatrist.
You're already there. You just need to talk off the way.
I could say if you're a Raiders fan, you need help, but then again, they're too long gone for anyways. You had to deal with John Gruden all those years.
Oh,
oh, yeah.
I don't know what's worse, your win-loss pattern or John Gruden's emails that got leaked.
And those emails are probably still in the spam folder as we speak, getting
But anyways, to be honest, to be serious, I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-7.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay in this one, 27-6.
Well, as part owner of the New York Jets, Tom Brady is going to punish them for having a horrible season this year. And the owner himself, Tom Brady, is going to win 33-9. 33-9.
You know I'm going to pick the Jets.
That is a fucking whacked out score. What the hell?
Give me the Bucks. I'm actually gonna go an odd score for Tampa. Give me Tampa 30-14.
Okay.
I'll let my cat pick.
He's falling asleep to that crap. I don't blame him.
He likes TB12 as much as I do. I got the Jets winning. I don't know what the score is. I'm going to pick the Jets.
Why not be different?
I mean, you just hate Tom Brady in general, and I don't blame you.
I can't do that, dude. Ugh.
Every time I mention Cam Newton, my dog wants to go outside and never mind.
Dude, take a dump.
Anyways, next up is the Titans and the Dolphins at Nissan Stadium in Nashville.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go.
I love the fact that Tennessee has AJ Brown back to help, but the Dolphins are red hot, and I'm rolling with Miami 24-21.
I'm going to go with Miami in this one, 24-20.
I'm going Tennessee.
Oh,
I'm going Tennessee 27-24.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Look, field goal at the very last second to win it.
ooh, nice. I got the Finns winning 21-17.
Okay. Joe?
Oh man, this was a rough one.
Just like your football team.
Oh,
No, he didn't.
Oh my God.
no mercy.
Going for the jugular, man. What the fuck, dude?
This went from a sports show to a roast show.
What
Our
is it,
nation's
Comedy
a roast
Central
show.
roast of the Washington football team?
The Washington, the no-name hit.
Okay.
David, how dare you?
If this was, the show would be on YouTube very long. Trust me.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm actually gonna ride the hot hand with this one. I'm going Miami.
Okay.
I'm going Miami 24-17.
Okay.
This next one, Jacksonville. I'll say this much: you better have that sleep aid ready.
Oh, God.
Taking on New England at Gillette Stadium.
Oh God.
Give me Jacksonville.
I'm going New England. New England. I'm going to go 31-10.
Give me New England 27 to what the hell, 3.
Okay.
Give me New England 21-6.
Guys, I can't believe I'm. Go ahead, Randy.
No, go for it. I want to hear this.
Guys, I cannot believe I'm saying this.
Steven, don't you dare say it.
I'm going with Jacksonville to get their asses whooped, 35-3.
You had me scared.
Oh damn.
I got 30 to
Jacksonville.
Yeah, I was really about to log out and say see you guys next year.
Come on. Am I going to pick Jacksonville? No. No.
I was about to say you must be asking for a lap dance with one of Urban Meyer's honeys.
Dear God.
Depending on no, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. We're live. I'm not going there.
Nah, you might want to. You might want to. This is send us all laughing like crazy. You might want to.
Anyway.
Anyways.
All right. Next game we have on the docket is going to be a game that's a little bit more of the even match game on this one. In terms of record, anyways. It's the Raiders and the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy. One team 8-7, the other 9-6. Road
Right
team,
on the
I
high
gotta-
end.
road
I
team
gotta
is
go
won
the
the last
Colts in
3
this one.
matchups.
I gotta go the Colts in this one. I mean, the Colts are playing extremely good ball right now.
Mhm.
And Randy, I'm sorry, my friend, but I gotta go the Colts 31-14.
I'm going to go the Colts in this one, 23-17.
I'm going to Colts. I'm going 26-23.
Okay. I'm gonna go Colts. I'm gonna go with the Colts. 21. Colts 21-20.
Oh wow.
I think it's gonna be super razor thin close. I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game too. I just need the Raiders to win. I mean, not the Raiders to win. I need a couple other teams to win. But I think it's going to be close. I really don't know. The Colts are hot, and I've seen them a lot this year. It seems they've been on a lot, and they have a great team. I'd like to see the Raiders win, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm going to go with 21-17. Raiders.
Ooh.
Okay.
Real quick, Randy, what was your score on the Patriots and Jacksonville game?
Yeah.
My score 30-3 Patriots.
Oof. All right.
Brutal. But it's all good. All right. Everybody got their picks on that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. Next game is the Chiefs and the Bengals.
Ooh, this is a close
This was
one.
gonna be an absolute shootout right here.
Oh, dude, I'm calling this one right now. I'm gonna go to Chiefs 37-34.
Wow.
I expect both players to have a 350 plus yard game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what? I'm calling it now. I'm going to say the Chiefs going to get it at the last second field goal. Give me the Chiefs 45-42.
Whoa.
Whoa!
That's interesting. All
I
right.
got the Bungles beating the Chefs. 38-35.
Okay.
Not bad.
That's my Ohio allegiance there. That's about it.
All right, you guys ready to hear this one?
Go ahead, buddy.
Go ahead.
You guys ready to hear this one?
Y'all ready for this?
It's
If
gonna
he takes
be
14.
a repeat of the offensive-minded game we saw on Monday night a couple years back from me.
Okay.
It's gonna be 52-49 Chiefs,
Wow.
just like it was.
Watch it be
with
like
the Chiefs and the
16-10.
Rams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Kansas City in this one, and a close one. I'm gonna go 38-34.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Next game. The Giants and the Bears at Soldier Field in Chicago.
Come on, baby. Give me Chicago 24-10.
And good news is for Chicago, Justin Fields is back at practice.
Nice. Which was,
But
yes,
we
that
still
means
don't know who's going to
Chicago.
start. We don't know who's going to start this week, though.
Still, Giants suck. Jones ain't playing for the rest of the year. Saquon Barkley
His ghost is.
nowhere near the running back that he was whenever he first came into the NFL. Give me Chicago 27-7.
I got to go.
Ezra,
Yeah.
I'm going to be nice to you, and I'm going to give you a little holiday gift. I'm going to go with Chicago. As bad as I think the offense is, I think y'all pitch a shutout. I'm going to say Chicago 14-0. New York doesn't even get the ball past midfield.
Oh.
I agree. Our offense is terrible. I do agree with that.
But your defense is good.
Our defense is we've always had a great defense, no matter how bad our offense is. Hell, that's why we're known as the monsters of the Midway all these years. To me, I don't think it's going to be a shutout, I think the Giants will score, but I don't think it's going to be. Firstly, it's going to be 17-3 Chicago.
Okay.
I mean, I will say though, Roquan Smith is one hell of a defensive player. So y'all better be lucky y'all got him.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I say Bears 12, Giants 10.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I can see that. I can see that.
Okay.
Okay.
Next game, Bills and the Falcons at Highmark Stadium.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Give me
come
Buffalo
on.
in this
Give
one.
me-
Buffalo
Give me the
30,
Bills.
Buffalo 31, Falcons 14.
Buffalo in a blowout. 41-10.
Okay.
All right, well,
Every-
Ezra, I'm going to take your score, but add 3 to it. Give me Buffalo 34-14.
Every time we pick Buffalo scoring much, they don't. So I'm going to go with the under, but I still think they win. I'm going to go 28-6, Buffalo.
I got 37-17 Bills over the Dirty Birds.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, yep, Dirty Bird. But all right. Next one is the Texans and the 49ers at Levi Stadium.
No Jimmy
Yeah,
G, no problem.
yeah,
Give me San
yeah,
Francisco.
there ain't going to be no upset this week. Give me San Francisco in a blowout.
Give me San Francisco 27-3.
Give me San Francisco 34-10.
Give me San Francisco. I don't give a damn if they got Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, or hell, I don't even care if they got Mae Young under center. Give me the 49ers.
I'm going to give you a head for that one.
Okay, I'm trying to be serious. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, with Mae Young going for 500. Okay, give me the 49ers 30-7.
Who's going to be the offensive coordinator? The fabulous move.
Oh, God!
Mark Henry.
49ers 49ers with this one 28-10.
I'm gonna
Oh, damn.
27-24 Texans.
Damn.
What?
Sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's
Okay.
do it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that was a fluke last week. I don't know.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Somehow- pull it out.
Okay.
All right, everybody got their picks on this one?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Next one next one is the Broncos and the Chargers at SoFi Stadium.
What the hell? Give me Denver 17-13.
I'm going Chargers. I'm going Chargers on this one. 27-20.
I'm going Chargers.
I'm going to go
20.
Chargers. Chargers just played like shit the last game, so I'm going with the Chargers this game. In a weird score, give me the Chargers 19-14.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, give me the Chargers 27-23.
I got the Donkeys beating the Bolts. 30-28. And I have in my notes here, come on, Donkeys.
Come on, Donkeys.
Let's go, Donkeys.
Let's go, Donkeys.
All right.
Yeah.
Next game is considered to actually be the game of the week, and it's a good one here. It's going to be the Panthers and the Saints.
Bullshit.
NFL game of the week. Yeah.
At
can't
Caesars Superdome.
The Silverdome, brother.
Give me the Saints in a very unusual but very compatible score, 10-7.
Saints 17, Panthers 3.
Give me the Saints in this one. Give me the Saints 13-10.
I got
Give me the Saints Give me the Saints 12-3.
Wow.
I got the Aints. Aints 3, Panthers nothing.
Oh God.
3-0.
I agree. I like that one.
The Surpers.
Yeah.
The Aints versus the Surpers. That's what's gonna happen in that.
All right. Next game, folks. Lions and the Seahawks at Lumen Field.
Oh boy.
I can't believe I'm actually
Give me a surprisingly close game. Give me a surprisingly close game, but I got Seattle. Seattle 26-23.
Okay.
23 to 17. Seahawks over the Lions.
Give me Seattle in this one, 22-19.
In my notes here, I have Kitties 10, Seagulls 24. So that's where I'm going with.
No,
The Seagulls.
I am actually going to go against the grain here. I'm going to pick Detroit.
Wow.
I'm going to pick Detroit 24-20.
Oh.
So you're saying you're going to score more than your Washington football team did last week?
Oh, here we
They
go.
are. They are because at least Detroit has an offense, unlike my boys.
Don't feel bad. My team's offense is shit too, so welcome to the club. All right. Everybody else gave their picks, so let's move forward. Next game. This one should be fucking awesome. I'm dead serious on this. The Cardinals and the Cowboys.
Oh,
Stadium in
man.
Dallas, man. This is gonna be a fucking great game, dude. I'm telling you that now, dude. This is tough to call.
You know what? Guys, I'm not drunk, I promise. I'm going to base my score off of how Dallas played Sunday and how awful Arizona has played over the last collectively 4 weeks or so. I'm going Dallas in a blowout. I'm going to go Dallas 28-14.
I'm going to go with Dallas in this one. I'm going to go Dallas 27-17.
I got the Cardinals winning 40-38.
Wow.
Both those teams play the Ole defense usually. So
31-28. Cowboys over the Cardinals.
Joseph,
What's it going to be, Joey? 56-14? Oh.
No, it's not. But
Collectively, they're going to score more points than your football team did last week.
come on, y'all. Quit throwing shade at that. We all know we sucked. But
it's all good. It's all good.
You know,
You can't be worse than the Jets, so you're good.
oh yeah. I
And it can't be worse than Jacksonville.
To go with Arizona in this game.
Okay.
I am going Arizona mainly because one of the guys that I'm playing against in my championship this week, he has 6. Well, actually, no, he has 5 Dallas players on his roster. So I hope Dallas completely bombs against Arizona. I hope they left all that offense behind. And I'm actually going to go Arizona here 21-17.
Okay. Next game is Sunday Night Football. Packers and the Vikings, NFC North showdown at Lambeau Field.
I'm kind of going to go with the trend. I'm going to go how the trend goes. Normally, the Vikings win one, the Packers win the other. I'm going with the Packers, but I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game because it's supposed to snow, and I think that's going to affect the game. Give me the Packers 20-13.
Give me Green Bay in this one in a close one, 20-16.
24-21 Packers.
I
Much
got
to my chagrin.
Give me
27.
the Packers. Give me the Packers 27-23.
I got Packers 27-17.
All right, final game. Here we go. Browns and the Steelers at Heinz Field.
Give me a win for Big Ben's possibly final home game of his storied, and yes, I have to say storied NFL career, because Big Ben actually has had a great career, even though he hasn't really shown much the past couple years. But give me Pittsburgh 23-16.
All right.
You guys, I'm not saying the NFL set up any type of way, but I'm gonna follow the script here, because if Cleveland beats Pittsburgh and Cincinnati loses to Kansas City, like I said, that sets up for the AFC North Championship. Well, clinches the AFC North next week with the Cleveland and Cincinnati game. So give me Cleveland 20-17 against Pittsburgh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cleveland on this one as well. I'm going to go. You know what? I'm gonna go the same score as Kevin. 20-17.
The Clowns in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I think it's going to be 23-21 Pittsburgh. Going to pull it out.
I'm gonna go with. Ooh, this is a tough one to call because the teams aren't playing that good. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh in this one, 20-16.
Okay.
All right. That's the end of the score predictions for this week. Real quick before we get to our top 5 sports moments of the year, quick couple score updates. Right now, 76ers are in the NBA. 76ers are beating the Nets by 2, 84-82, with the third coming to an end. The Bucks are beating the Magic 93-85, with the third quarter almost over. Cavaliers and the Wizards beating the Cavs 95-74 in the fourth. And then the Warriors-Nuggets game has been postponed due to COVID-19 issues. Tampa Bay Lightning in the NHL, Tampa Bay Lightning losing to the Panthers 6-2. Predators beating the Blue Jackets 3-2. Hurricanes beating the Canadiens 3-0. Islanders are beating the Sabres 3-1. Flames and the Kraken will play at 10 p.m. Central on ESPN Plus, or 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. Excuse me. Canucks and the Kings will play at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN Plus, and same thing on ESPN Plus. Flyers and the Sharks. All right. Let me check for some quick NBA notes real quick, if there's any before we really get going here. Outside of really a report that the Cavs are nearing a trade for Rajon Rondo, so he could be on the move.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So he could be on the move. The Heat have signed Mario Chalmers to a 10-day contract.
Oh, okay.
In the past.
Several players have entered the health and safety protocols, including Julius Randle of the Knicks. Also as well, according to this, Doc Rivers and Michael Malone as well.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
Yep, they have entered the COVID protocols, so they're going to be gone for a while. And of course, the devastating news for the Cavaliers: Ricky Rubio out for the season with a torn ACL.
Oh wow. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
those are never good. Ooh, that sucks.
Oh yeah.
It's a huge loss for Cleveland, who have been making strides this season and really put together some impressive wins, and really have been stamping their claim as a team, as a dark horse team this season. So it sucks they lost their star player in a sense to a devastating injury like that. All the best to Ricky Rubio in his recovery.
You guys also want to know what team's making strides in the NBA?
Who's that?
The Lakers, but losing.
They're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They are terrible. They are terrible.
We
Terrible.
don't need to go into a 10-minute rhetoric about how bad the Lakers fucking suck. But we'll say this much. The bitch can stay on the bench all he needs to. Anyways,
so can Russell Westbrook.
yeah. Yeah, his suits are so loud you can see him from space. Anyways, let's get to the matter at hand, guys. Let's get to it. It's the end of the year. We're officially less than 2 days away from New Year's Day, the start of the 2022 year. It's going to be an exciting year for everybody in some form or fashion. New season coming up for sports coming up, new plans for everybody. But let's talk about sports. Let's talk about our top 5 moments of the year. Let me tell you, this was a tough list to put together. Mainly because there was so much going on this past year, whether it be COVID protocol stuff, whether it be big championship wins, moments that we'll never forget in our lives. I'll go ahead and lead this off. At number 5, I have the Chicago Sky winning the WNBA title. To me,
Nice.
that was a huge moment for the Chicago team, who has worked so hard over the past couple of years and has really stamped their claim as one of the best teams in the WNBA. And I don't watch a lot of WNBA. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. But when it comes to Chicago teams of all kinds and shapes, I'll keep an eye on them. And I kept an eye on the Chicago Sky, and they have a hell of a team. Candace
And a
Parker,
great player. Yeah, Candace Parker. She is phenomenal.
She's been around forever. Candace Parker has. And she finally got what she deserved, and that is a WNBA championship. That's at number 5. Number 4, for me, being a massive MMA fan, was Amanda Nunes becoming a 2-division UFC champion. I mean, she's a legit badass. She worked her ass off to get what she needed to get. I thought it was awesome to see not only just anybody, but a woman reign supreme at the top of the UFC. You have, the Kamala Usmans, you have the Israel Adesanya's, you have all those guys on the other division. But when it comes to the women, there were 2 women who, when this division started, there was 2 women who were were the baddest women ever. One of them being Ronda Rousey, and the other being the Lioness. And to me, I thought that was a great moment. Number 3 is a tough one. It was so many moments in sports. I got to pick number 3, Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning the Super Bowl. Tom Brady coming in there, just absolutely fucking killing it with this whole new team of great players, comes in there, wins the damn Super Bowl, kicks ass. I mean, they brought Rob Gronkowski with them, but that team was built to win championships, and that's exactly what they did. At number two, I gotta say, at number 2 for me was the Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA championship. Reason why I'm picking a lot of championship wins is because of the stories, and especially Milwaukee, a team who has been kind of up and down, in and out for a while. They get Giannis, they get all their players in the right positions. Giannis comes in that final game, 50 points, dominates, and next thing you know, not only is Giannis holding an NBA championship for the first time in his young career, but he's also holding a 50-piece chicken McNugget at the local McDonald's in Milwaukee at 12 o'clock in the evening.
Yes.
Amazing.
But yeah, that was a hell of a moment. Just for the city of Milwaukee, for after all they've been through, after everything, just an absolute great moment. And then number 1, and I'm pretty sure this is number 1 on somebody's list on here. The Atlanta Braves winning the World Series. That was one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best World Series I've seen in a long time. It was competitive. It was incredible. Went 6 games, but in the end, Atlanta proved that they had more heart and they had better plays. And Atlanta won and clinched their first World Series title in a very, very long time. So those are kind of my top 5. And then I want to throw up an honorable mention. This is not in the vein of the sports world, and I know probably they're going to discuss it on the Nation's Corner. But for me, the top, excuse me, the number one moment, in my opinion, for pro wrestling, instantly, return of CM Punk at AEW Rampage: The First Dance.
No questions
I was
asked.
there. I was there live to witness it. I was there live in the United Center, home of Michael Jordan, to witness that moment, live and in person. Shock, just absolute shock. Just everything, every emotion every positive emotion under the sun. It was an incredible moment to see him back after 7 years. That crowd just absolutely losing their freaking minds. And then afterwards, everybody just hanging out in the parking lot, blaring Cult of Personality, driving by, hanging out, eating their ice cream bars, just freaking all wearing those CM Punk shirts you see on Shop AEW. Just a great moment. But we're getting close. We're at the 2-hour mark, so I went too long with the introductions or the explanations on my end. So let's go through them. It's not quick, but let's just get through them. We'll go with Randy.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Mine, I actually had a list and I lost it. And the great part was I
Did it get
realized
intercepted by Jay Cutler?
Yeah. Accepted. And the good thing was I found that out like right before I got on the air here with you guys.
Okay,
so I
cool.
had to like try to remember, and I'm old. But I got 5 in no particular order. I think the fact that the fans were back in all the, that's a great moment. That the fans were actually back, and it made such a big difference. It's crazy, but I think that was a great moment for me. Milwaukee winning the championship was great.
Absolutely.
How they did the team effort, the actual building they built around Giannis, and a couple guys, were hired guns and stuff like that, but Middleton was just a homegrown talent too for them. So I thought it was pretty cool to see them win. The fact that we had March Madness tournament, the year before without it was terrible. I'm just glad we actually have that tournament, and it was a good tournament too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of crazy teams in the Elite 8 and Sweet 16, and even almost in the Final 4. So the championship game was pretty good for the most part. Baylor crushed them, but they were still a little competitive at the beginning there. And then I have one wrestling related one, and it kind of bled over from 20 to 21 was the AEW NXT Wars on Wednesday night. That made wrestling fun again to watch on Wednesday, and then just for them to try to keep one-upping each other every week with pay-per-view quality stuff on Wednesday nights. As a wrestling fan, you couldn't go wrong. You just had to make sure you were flipping back good enough to see both. And my other top moment, believe it or not, was Gruden getting fired. That for me, that was great. He was holding the Raiders hostage. He had like 5 more years to hold them hostage. And it was a witch hunt, and I don't agree with how they went about getting Gruden out of there. He was a scapegoat, I think, but it was a long time coming. The Raiders really messed that up. Mark Davis, I'm not sure what he's going on. What's going on with that? That thing was worse than his haircut. So feel about that. And That's my that's my list. That's my top 5.
All right.
All right.
Kevin.
First, I want to give an honorable mention to. I'm glad that like the presidents and operations of every sport, NBA, NFL, NCAA athletic department. I'm glad that they was able to get fans back in the arenas. I'm glad that they were able to slow the spread of COVID-19 from causing any postponement and cancellations of March Madness and NBA playoffs and etc. stuff like that. But number 5, I'm going with the Atlanta Braves World Series because being from North Carolina, it feels like the Atlanta Braves, by us not having a pro baseball team, the Atlanta Braves is our pro baseball team, what it seems like. So it was just good for the whole region of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. It was good to see that. It's been a long time coming. Number 4, I'm going back to what Ezra said. I'm going to blend it in because ESPN did cover it, and that was the return of CM Punk to pro wrestling. I loved CM Punk, and I always have, and I was glad to see him finally back. That was a big moment, and I loved it. Number 3, I'm going with Tom Brady because they can finally cement his legacy as you can't stop him. For a long time, it's been Deflategate, Spygate, yada, yada, yada. There's no excuse behind this championship. He won without Belichick. He won without any conspiracy. He won. Like, haters cannot say another word except he's the greatest quarterback of all time. And I ain't even a Tom Brady fan. And number 2, not just the Bucks winning the championship, but the whole NBA Finals, man.
Yes.
It finally switched the tide of the NBA to where it ain't about super teams no more. It's about like both Phoenix Suns nor Milwaukee Bucks had a super team. They were all homegrown and drafted. Devin Booker drafted. They picked up a veteran guard, Chris Paul. Milwaukee, same thing. They picked up a veteran guard and Drew Holiday. And they homegrown Giannis same way with Ayton and Booker and stuff like that. This was the best finals I've watched, like hand to hand,
Kevin,
since 2010, Boston Celtics and Los Angeles Lakers.
You read my mind.
And my number 1 is Steph Curry breaking the 3-point record. The biggest record, one of the most untouchable records that we thought of at the time, completely shattered. Might actually double it. And to know that the Warriors dynasty is revived and re-alive again is a lot to me personally because I love Steph Curry. I want to see him get another ring past LeBron, get more. But the 3-point record was the biggest moment that I had in sports in 2021.
All right, let's go with Joe.
All right, so I'm actually going to give an honorable mention here. And this one actually happened last night, actually, with the fact that Bob Stoops returned to that famous Oklahoma sideline where he spent so many years creating great teams and everything. And the fact that the fans there just cheered him on, showing their support. I mean, that was just a great moment for Bob Stoops there. But number 5, I would say the fans being back in attendance because a sport lives and dies with fans. They live with fans and they die without them. I mean, it's pretty much simple, plain and simple. Number 4. Number 4, I would say the Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA Finals because, I mean, like Kevin said, I mean, we have entered into an era where it's not about super teams anymore. It's about having a core group of young players or a core group of players in general who play with their strengths and play with their hearts and play with the right mindset. And that's what we saw, not only from Milwaukee, but from Phoenix as well. Number 3, I'm going to go Steph Curry breaking the 3-point mark because, like Kevin said, that record is going to be untouched. It's not going to be touched ever again. It was just an all-around great moment. And the fact that it happened in one of the most famous sports arenas of all time, Madison Square Garden, where so many Final Fours have been held, so many Big East tournaments have been held, so many other amazing sporting events have been held. I mean, Kobe Bryant's farewell game was held there. So, I mean, it was just an all-around great moment for Steph Curry. Number 2, and before I lead into my number 2, I want to ask you guys one quick question. And this question is, what makes a true sports player a leader?
Let's see. For me, I think personally, his ability to lead the team, not just on the field, but off the field. In my opinion, you gotta not only be a leader on the field, making those great plays, leading that team to victory, but also outside, you gotta be that leader, whether it be through, whether it be in media, whether it be just being a great person in general. That's being a leader.
I would also say not only a great person, especially in the world of football, on the field, off the field, but also when a leader in the team, particularly, is in a tough situation where you can't give up. If you're down 10, if you're down 17 or whatever, to not give up. You have to lead your team. Hey guys, we can come back in this game and win this game. And the leader makes his other guys around him believe that they can get back in the game. But like you guys just said, being a leader in the media, being a great person on and off the field, off the court, whatever, etc.
You see, and those were the exact answers I was looking for, because my number 2 is Alabama quarterback Bryce Young leading Alabama to a come-from-behind 4 overtime victory against Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Bryce Young was completely torn up throughout that game. Auburn's defense was getting to him. Alabama's offensive line couldn't do anything. I mean, we were down 10-3 with 30 seconds to go in the game. 10-3 with 2 minutes to go in the game. And Bryce Young looked at his players on the sideline and he said, "We're going to come back and win this game, y'all." And that's exactly what he did when he led that amazing drive down the field, which led to the game time touchdown with 26 seconds to go in regulation and leading us to a come from behind 24-22 4 overtime victory against our most hated rivals, Auburn, in the Iron Bowl. That game right there spoke volumes to me. It spoke volumes to me. And of course, Bryce Young winning the Heisman later on is just a truly memorable moment for me. But number 1, and Ezra, you got it right, brother, because bam! My Atlanta Braves winning the World Series for the first time in 26 years. It was, oh my God. I was on the edge of my seat for every single World Series game, not just the World Series game, but every game in general. When we took down the Milwaukee Brewers in the wild card round, actually in the divisional round, actually taking down the favorites, the Dodgers, in the National League Championship Series, and finally winning the World Series in 6 games over Houston. I'm very proud to be a Braves fan. I'm always going to be proud to be a Braves fan. I've been a Braves fan my whole life, and nothing's ever going to change that. So the Braves winning the World Series, easily my number 1 moment. Easily.
Steven, close it out, my brother.
I'm going to go with my list. Number 5, Atlanta winning the World Series. Just an all-around great performance in that World Series against Houston, especially in that Game 6. Man, that home run was just incredible to open up the floodgates against Houston, and just a great win for Atlanta, for their city. Their first World Series championship in over 20 years, 26 years to be exact. My number 4.
I think that – I'm sorry, but I think that home run is still wandered around in the space.
You read my mind right there. I think it's still going far. Gone. Number 4, no questions asked. Sorry, Randy. He is the GOAT of the NFL as far as quarterbacks are concerned. Tom Brady leading the Buccaneers, not just to the Super Bowl, not just the Super Bowl, but the fact that this dude was in New England for 20 years, went to tons of championship games, went to all of those Super Bowls with New England, won 6 with them. He goes to Tampa Bay in his first year, and they win the Super Bowl in their home stadium. Talk about making history. And that's what Brady does. He makes history, whether we like it or not. He is the best quarterback in the NFL. My number 3 moment is Stephen Curry breaking the 3-point record in Madison Square Garden with 2 of the greatest shooters that have ever lived, Ray Allen and Reggie Miller. Man, that was so cool for Curry to break that record in that building where all the greats have played. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all those guys that have played and had historical games. MJ with the 55 points in 95 in his game back with Chicago. And then Kobe dropping 61 in 2009 against the Knicks. And the crowd was chanting MVP to Kobe because of his greatness with the Los Angeles Lakers. And the fact that Curry was able to do that, breaking that record in, let's face it, fellas, no time, because he quickly hit that first free to tie the record. And then just as quickly as he did that, he broke it just like that. And it was just so cool that he was able to do that in a historical building. Number 2, we keep on saying this, but the NBA Finals of this year, the Milwaukee Bucks to Phoenix Suns, Giannis in particular, dropping 50 on Phoenix when the Suns had a chance to get back in Game 6 and possibly send it back to Phoenix for Game 7. And Antetokounmpo slammed the door on Phoenix by dropping a 50-point nugget, literally, on the Suns and clinching their first championship since 1971. That is insane. And just, I'm so proud of not only Milwaukee winning the championship, but the fact that the NBA Finals no longer had super teams in the finals. Sure, you had those great acquisitions like Chris Paul to Phoenix and all that stuff, but the fact that this finals was so competitive, and let's be honest, Phoenix could have won Game 4 or Game 5. Those games were so competitive. It could have gone either way. So I would say that just that that's my number 2. Number 1, and this is going to be the shocker. The reason why this for me is number 1, it scratches all the boxes. Dominant champion, the underdog. That's right. Juliana Pena beats the Lioness, Amanda Nunes. UFC 269. That's right. Number one. That was an incredible performance by Juliana. She said what she was going to do, and she did it. She said, I'm going to beat her up. I'm going to outfight her. I'm going to beat her. And she did. All the punches, the kicks, everything that she threw at Amanda. Amanda was, she was throwing her rounds too. But Pena did not give up. And she was like, oh shit, this is a tough customer, it was a great fight, and the fact that the underdog beat one of the baddest women to ever walk the face of this planet in Amanda. That was an incredible moment this year. And Rogan was asking her, how did you do it? And then she said, I'm not surprised. I told you what I was going to do. I was going to come out there. I was going to beat her. I was going to make her submit. And she did what she said she was going to do. And kudos to Nunes, because after that fight, she went out like a true champion should, with class, with dignity. She showed respect to the new champion. And it was just great show of respect. And then I would say for my honorable mentions, we keep on talking about this one, but no questions asked. CM Punk's return to Chicago, to professional wrestling for the first time in 7 years. When Cult of Personality hit those speakers at the United Center, where Michael Jordan reigned supreme all of those years in the great city of Chicago. That pop, it is, I would say, with the exception of Steve Austin's glass breaking, that was the single greatest pop I have heard in my life. And then my other one, I would say, when it comes to tying into the world of sports, it's the fans returning to boxing events, to MMA, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, you name it. We win. The sports fans win, because it just goes to show you, fellas, that the fans in sports are so important, because they love the game just as much as the players do. Because without the fans, the games are nothing. And that goes to show you, like with the NBA Finals. Game 4, that was a rockin' Milwaukee crowd. When Connaughton hit that three-pointer to put them up by 3, you would have thought that the finals, that was the clinching final series win. That's how crazy it was. And just, it was a great year for sports. And then, another one that comes to my mind, Brady joining Favre and Manning and Breeze as the only people to beat all 32 teams in the National Football League. I mean, hell, Danielson and Omega, 30-minute clinic. Danielson and Hangman in a 60-minute draw. Just, man, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, lights out back in March. I mean, just, it was a great year for professional wrestling and for sports. And
Nick Gage, Matt Cardona, GCW Homecoming.
yes, dude, that was incredible. Nick Gage, Matt Cardona. The fact that Cardona beat Gage in GCW, in Nick's hometown, basically type of a caliber match, a death match. The fact that Cardona was the underdog and came out the heel, it was remarkable. Remarkable.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Don't know what happened here, but it seems like our people here are dropping like flies. It's like, the hell happened here? We just lost Kevin, and now we lost Randy. But
Yep.
I'll say this much: we're gonna wrap the show up here. Usually we go through our final thoughts, but because of time right now, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have Steven do your usual stuff, credits, and of course plug the Nation's Corner.
Man,
Hang on.
Go ahead.
I do want to say real quick, to everybody who's watching, everybody around the world, hope you guys have a great new year. I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys in 2022 for another year of amazing shows. So happy new year, everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, just what a great year, not just for wrestling, but for sports and for us getting to do this show. We started this show back in February, and it has been a pleasure to come on here and shoot the breeze about the world of sports and just talking about one of our favorite things in life besides wrestling. That is sports, because sports, wrestling, it brings people together. And just, it's been a hell of a year, and we look forward next year to having another great year covering sports for all of y'all. And I got to tell you what, fellas, I am so blessed to be a part of this great team with all of you guys. You, Ezra, Joey, Kevin, Randy, all of us, man, Hijacker, everybody out there in the Nation's Corner. It's been one hell of a year getting to meet everybody that was in Baltimore, going to concerts this year, finally, after going to no concerts or events last year due to the pandemic. And, we have a lot of great things on the horizon next year. You can follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner, YouTube and Facebook, all at the Nation's Corner. You can follow us on Twitter at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show. And please, everybody, like and share this video, like and share our videos, get our names out there, because we are getting so close to the 100 subscriber plateau. We are so close to getting to that record of getting the custom URL finally. It's almost there. We're getting there. And from all of us to everybody, Happy New Year, everybody.
Absolutely. Happy New Year, everybody. You can also follow us on our respective social medias. You can follow Joe on Twitter, on his social media. You can follow Steven at Steven_Wyand. You can follow me at Deadman469 across all my socials. Don't forget to follow my cosplay group, Too Sweet Cosplay, at Too Sweet Cosplay across all socials and YouTube. And don't forget also a few quick mentions of some other quick moments for this year 2021. Tampa Bay winning their second Stanley Cup in 2 years. That's one. And then of course my favorite events of the year, All Out, AEW First Dance, and GCW NGI 6. But enough for me. Let's close this bitch out. For Kevin Rorie, for Randy Giron, for Joseph Thornton, and for Stephen Wyand, I am Ezra Vickery, and we will see you all next week for another great edition of our nation's sports show. Take care, everybody, and we will see you next week. Happy New Year, everybody. Peace.